9.6 million power on my free-to-play full sleeper restart account. Let's just check what Kingdom Day it is to see how we're doing. It's Kingdom Day 44, so I'm well ahead of the curve on power. Happy about that. Obviously, I did just recently have a power push for a building event, so I'm at the moment trying to recover my resources. But I have got the wall going, which is 50 million stone, which is a real ball breaker. And I am currently saving for my trading post 24, which is not that far away. I've been a bit late in my farms, but mainly because they have been building all of these flags. Why are my farms building flags like crazy? It's because I wanted to get to 20 flags on my farm account so that we had an extra place when we take the pass 3 later. Why is my farm taking a pass 3? It's a good question. And this is a useful idea for some of you. Think that the R5 gets an awful lot of chats and questions, and people want this and they always want something from him. Well, always be the person that when you contact the R5 say, I've got a farm alliance, I'm ready to drop a centre fortress, where do you want it? And then what you're doing is taking the resolution to a problem that they haven't even had. And just to take the pressure off flag building, for me to drop this centre fortress and pop a few flags down was no bother, but in return, of course, I solve a problem for the R5, and it's a good way to network and make sure that people know you're useful, especially if you're free to play, where you might be struggling a little more on the power, but to have a private farm alliance is always a good way forward. Now let's have a bit of an account review, see what the scores on the doors are. Rankings. So, building power 5.5 million, still not at that City Hall 25, but getting tantalisingly close. So this should level off in about 6.2 or 6.3 million, and then I will turn my focus to technology. Troop power is ever increasing, up to 1.6 million now. Troop commander power, we've had a big move forward. I'll talk about that in a minute. How are troops looking? My infantry march has kind of the idea of a 200k. Well, it's over 200k, but it's a mix of tier 3 and tier 2 still. But that's going to be my main march. I'm starting to try and focus a little more on getting my infantry numbers nice and healthy. Total units, though, 743,000. So I don't start upgrading until I'm much closer to the million mark. How are we doing on achievements? I've had to 20 heads and I'm on 1280, so that's ticking away nicely. Individual power, I've dropped to 44, but I've got a lot of speed ups in the bank. Just need to get my resources in the right place. And of course, we've had the Zenith going on, so a lot of power movement has been going on there. But I reckon I could push forward. Where are we? Certainly to around the top low 20s to top 20. What should we move on to now? Well, let's have a look what's been going on with the commanders. Most importantly, IMOP is now expertise, given one of the most valuable expertise skill, which is a team debuff of the enemy, increasing their damage to 30%. Plus, if he is the secondary commander, never have him up as your main commander, they lose 50 rage over 100 over 3 seconds, which is a pretty significant debuff. Hoping that will help push me through to the next round of the Sunset Canyon tournament. The first round was not as hard, it looked bad, there was legendaries everywhere. But I do know that I'm going to meet a bit of a Sunset Canyon pro, or an early game shark as I like to call them, in the next round. So even if I go through, that's the end of the tournament for me, until I can break down their team and beat it. And what I would say though is, remember, every time they add 1 level to their team, I'm adding in 2. So I'm confident that I may one day catch up. Let's go to history. So it was 3 victories through the first round, which is what you like to see. Their team was Bjorn Martel, an odd matching, especially as Bjorn increases skill damage. So why would you then have Martel follow him? But a bit of a tank on the front line, I guess. Ethelfled in front of Baybars doesn't make any sense because you're losing the Conquer talents, which could give extra reduced counter-attack damage. So not a good pairing there. Joan with Sun Tzu, not a good idea. Of course, Sun Tzu increases skill damage by 20%, and that doesn't help Joan at all. She should really be with an attack commander. Lohar and Richard's interesting, but I guess if he's just one of your highest level commanders, it's something to put in the front line. So only really one real pairing from this person, although quite a few legendaries. Let's have a little look at how it went. I won't play the whole match. What we're interested in is the trades. So yeah, I would also say that his team wasn't fully dressed, so that was a nice easy win. Whoops, where have we gone? Let's now go and have another look at another one into history. I think maybe this last one was a bit more significant. Where are they? Again, they put Richard with Sun Tzu. Doesn't really work, but good for tanking, especially on the front line middle because he's got the debuff to damage. Ethelfled again, very soft to have as a front commander, but at least she is a support commander. But of course, to have Joan with her is you guarantee a debuff, and it's a shame that it's not a skill hit that then follows. Mohammed would be beautiful there, or YSG later. I'm much more impressed with Bjorn Pyrrhus. That's a good match, and nothing wrong with the Archer match there. Maybe they plan to use Belisarius in KVK1, but he's going to hurt him here. So that was again a significant win. Although, I say a significant win. And let's just have a look at the last one there. Interesting mix. Why Camp Cow isn't with Minamoto is a bit odd. They're using Boudica, which is poor. So, not brilliant. To be honest, re-looking, I'm not surprised I went through that lot. The next guy's a little tougher. He's from our kingdom, but I'm quietly confident that I can take him down. So that should be a little reward, not a lot, but certainly I'm going to be knocked out of the next round. We've had the Richard wheel, which I'm not interested in. We've had protect the supplies. I've managed, not really been trying too hard, but I managed 17, which I'm confident will get me top 50. I've got my 5 heads from Zenith. Zenith is going absolutely crazy. Considering this is an Archer skin, these scores are just insane for an Archer skin. Absolutely insane. But it's their money and it's up to them, and perhaps they are going to have a very nasty YSG March. I've done all the incursions and I have finished the 25 levels on here. Why don't we have a look at AP to see the damage I've done there. I've got some 50 pots left, but it wasn't horrific. Usually early in the kingdom I will clear my AP on level 11 barbarians, but I haven't on this account because I didn't go for the 1.5 million skin. So that looks pretty good. And I've got a half respectable legendary heads store starting up. Obviously that should be more like 45, but I've got 17. I finally got Sun Tzu to level 50, and as I finished him up, means I can now put all my epic heads in him and get him expertise as fast as humanly possible. What else is going on? Mohammed is now 5111. I've opened up his 2% march capacity, so he's finished for the moment, and Thutmose is finished for the moment. So certainly you can start to see my team forming. I just need more of a front line to give them the chance to use the debuffs, use the buffs, and use all that damage that I've got on the Thutmose march. What am I going to do when YSG comes along? I've got a plan, a hazy plan, but I have a plan. What else is going on? Alliance gift level is now 17. Just had Lots of golds, obviously, from the event, so we're doing well there. More stone is always good, and another 15 hours. Any chance there? 2 silvers. Had a really good run earlier, though. 5,000 VIP from 3 gold chests. I think I might even screenshot that. I'm pretty sure I did screenshot that. That's absolutely off the scale. If you are in a weak alliance, but you are doing barbarian chaining like crazy or gathering gems like crazy, to see what I've just dropped here on 3 golden chests will be painful. But like I've said before, it's no accident I'm in the top alliance. It's no accident I scouted an alliance with pay-to-play players in it. Not much I do is a complete accident. Sometimes things go wrong, like in my last video I fell asleep, but that's what you've got to do in this game. You've got to plan to win, or plan, if you have no plan, then you plan to lose. Let's have a look at speed ups. Nothing special there, but the universals are starting to take shape. 1 24 hours, 2 15 hours, 7 8 hours, 37 in 3 hours, and there's 760 there. So that's pretty significant if I had the resources to support it. I've been draining my farms like crazy, but let's give some idea of how much I've taken out of my farms. Let's go through them now. We've got 268, and then let's call that 465, 500, 610, we'll call that. Moving on to this guy here, 610, 780, and then the last one, I'm nearing a billion. 780, 880, 960 million resources. So 40 more million resources from my farms, and I'll be at a 1 billion support to my main account. I think I might make another video when I get to the billion. That will certainly be interesting. Now, going forward, what are my targets? Obviously, you know I'm going for the City Hall 25 because I want to have the biggest capacity march possible. You know I'm holding off with my tier 4s until I've got as many buffs as I can. For example, the 30% buff reduction to build time or research time with my Alliance Centre. But my next target will be, once I've got the CH25, is level 7s. So level 7 combat, defensive and medical, then level 7 wood steel, level 7 sanctum, whatever how you say that, then level 7 the 3 at the end here, combined arms, medical corps and encampment. Why level 7? It's just the most bang for your buck, let's call it that. So that's my next target. Oh, and of course, more than gems, I am now ready. I have 44,000 gems. And of course, it costs, I'm going to get 6,000 of gems in pass 3 rewards. So that is me sorted. That's the end of the video today. A nice little count review and an idea of what I'm trying to do. Thanks for watching.